Hi, it's Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we're going to be traveling all the way back to 1986 to listen to The Broadcast by Cutting Crew. And this one comes from Broadcast, their first studio album, reaching number 16 in the US and delivering 3 hit singles. The lyrics evoke a sense of paranoia and isolation, and discuss the dark, destructive, addictive, and manipulative influence of the media on our lives. Wow, talk about foreshadowing. This was almost 40 years ago, and look at us today. Let's go.
Circling the borders of your bungalow. But how they ever got to you, I swear I'll never know. Is it just the laws of nature that's been causing all the voices on your telephone? You run
Interesting. You know, I love new musical elements, either at the end of the song or even at the very end during the fade out. We get that little keyboard moment at the end. Very nice. Wow, this one's so different, so interesting, unique. Felt very dreamlike because the way it was mixed, presented, arranged, I guess. It just felt like a swirl of instrumentation, kind of all meshing together. A swirl of emotion as well, different emotions meshing together, made it a very unique experience. Yeah, the song's uniqueness really happening right from the beginning. First of all, it just kind of came in. There might have been a transition, but when it came in, it sounded like it was kind of already in the middle of the song, so that was very different, very striking. That whole first section, even more distant, dreamy, the way it was mixed, that was cool. Clearly setting the tone. I do love that a proper beat came in with those drums. Very nice. At that point, it was pure, poignant 80s reflection. You know I love that vibe. Always perfect for my soul. This one had a great balance of darkness and light in the music. At first, I thought there was more darkness, but I don't know. It kept going back and forth again. That whole swirl, that mix. I think there was more light in the music. Really interesting. Everything, especially though the instrumentation was quite an emotional journey. Very easy to get lost in this one because of the sounds and again the mixing and everything. Of course, Nick Van Eede sounding amazing on vocals. As always, I've loved his voice since the 80s with the few that I knew by them. There were lots of great falsetto moments in this one. Really enjoyed that. And then towards the end, I love that they added 2 new musical elements. The kind of 4 punchy notes. I think that happened about 4 times. Plus that nice, poignant electric guitar solo. Just topped off a very interesting song. I love the emotion, but I love the unique nature of it all. Yeah, really a lot happening in this one. I have a feeling this is one that will get even better on subsequent listens and one that would take many listens to catch it all. Anyway, for now, I'll give it 5 super shiny golden records, an A+ for the broadcast by Cutting Crew, 1986. And thank you so very much, the amazing Nick Van Eede, Kevin McMichael, Colin Farley, Martin Beadle, Peter John Vitisse, and Pete Woodruff. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. If you wish to chat about this one, I would love to know what you think. And if you have any other favorites from the 80s or 90s by Cutting Crew. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.